national commissioner cannot be treated as if he or she is a common criminal. A former vice chancellor of Usman Danfodio University, a senior citizen, was stripped naked and dragged. This commission will not allow that to stand. And the chairman of the commission is viewing this thing with the seriousness it deserves. So all the people who are engaged in this particular act, the security agencies must unmask them.
Okoye also said the resident electoral commissioner in Adamawa, Yunus Ari, has arrived at Abuja over an invalid declaration of Aisha Binani Dahiru of the APC, winner of the governorship election.
For what the resident electoral commissioner has done, we have summoned him to Abuja and he must appear. And the commission will sit as a commission and take a decision, one, on further collation of results of the Adamawa governorship election, and also on what to do with the resident electoral commissioner for Adamawa State. A winner will emerge. Collation will be concluded. Collation of results has not been concluded.
That was Inec National Commissioner in charge of Information and Voter Education, Festus Okoye. Fierce clashes have been reported across Sudan as fighting between rival armed factions continues to spread. Violence between the army and a paramilitary group called the Rapid Support Forces continued overnight into its third day. Nearly 100 people have been killed and an estimate put the number of injured at 1,100. Both sides claimed to control key sites in the capital Khartoum, where residents sheltered from explosions. Early on Sunday, they held a temporary ceasefire to allow the wounded to be evacuated, although it was not clear how strictly they stuck to it. Doctors warned that the situation at hospitals in Khartoum is extremely difficult and that the fighting was stopping both staff and medical supplies from reaching injured people. The fighting is part of a vicious power struggle within the country's military leadership, which has escalated into violence between rival factions. Meanwhile, an East African regional grouping, the Intergovernmental Authority on Development, plans to send 3 presidents to Sudan at the earliest possible time to reconcile the fighting rival military groups. The Intergovernmental Authority on Development agreed to send the leaders of Kenya, South Sudan, and Djibouti to the capital, Khartoum. It also called for an immediate cessation of hostilities between the warring parties in Sudan. With the international airport closed, it's uncertain when any peace initiative can begin. Fighting between government forces and the Rapid Support Forces is continuing despite pleas by the international community to warring parties to cease fire. Now, opposition activist Vladimir Kara-Murza has been sentenced to 25 years in jail for treason and other charges linked to his criticism of the war in Ukraine. The Russian-British former journalist and politician is the latest of a number of Putin opponents to have been arrested or forced to flee Russia. He has denied the charges and been vocally critical of his trial. Last week, he told a Moscow court he subscribes to every word he has said. Aside criticizing the so-called special military operation in Ukraine, Mr. Kara-Murza has also spoken openly against President Vladimir Putin and his government's crackdown on dissent. You're on to Global News from Adamawa 88.9 FM. Accurate transmitting from Ilaramokin. After the break, rebels attack Indonesian soldiers in West Papua region. Details in the second part of the bulletin. Join us then.
The news on Adamawa 88.9 FM.
Glad to have you back for news, update, and live streaming. Visit our website www.adaba889.fm or download Adaba FM app on Google Play Store. You can be part of us on our social media platforms www.facebook.com/ FM 88.9 on Facebook, at Adaba 889 FM on Instagram and Twitter, and Adaba FM TV on YouTube. You can provide us information via email newsroom@adaba889.fm. And now to the rest of the bulletin. At least 4 people have been killed in a mass shooting at a 16th birthday party in the U.S. state of Alabama. 28 people were injured, some critically, after shots were fired at the Mahogany Masterpiece Dance Studio in the city of Dadeville. High school senior Phil Dowdler, a star athlete, has been named as one of the victims. President Joe Biden renewed his calls for tougher gun laws after the incident. This shooting takes the U.S. to a grim milestone of more than 160 mass shootings in which 4 or more people are shot so far this year. At least one Indonesian soldier has been killed in a rebel attack while searching for a kidnapped New Zealand pilot in the Papua region. Rebels later claimed 9 soldiers were shot dead in the clash, while military sources put the death toll at 6. The troops were part of a detachment sent to locate Philip Mertens, who was taken hostage in February. Papua rebels have been seeking independence from Jakarta for decades. The Indonesian troops were attacked while searching for Mr. Mertens near a separatist stronghold in the mountainous Unduga district. The West Papua National Liberation Army has claimed responsibility for the attack, which it said was launched to deter military efforts to rescue Mr. Mertens. Sports. Bendel Insurance extended their unbeaten run to 14 games following a 1-1 draw away to Remo Stars in Ikene, while Yimba defeated Kwara United at their adopted home ground in Akure on match day 14 of the Nigeria Premier Football League. At Ikene, Remo Stars were unable to stop Bendel Insurance, who got their 5th successive draw since the second stanza started. Remo Stars were ahead through Frank Kwame in the 16th minute, but Insurance equalized through Divine Owachiku in the 21st minute to end the game at 1-1 draw. Insurance are still topping with 28 points from 14 games, while Remo dropped to 5th with 20 points. At the Ondo State Sports Complex in Akure, Eyimba snatched a crucial 2-1 away win against Kwara United. Chijoke Mbaoma's brace for the People's Elephant was halved by Samad Kadiri's penalty kick in the 35th minute. The win lifted Eyimba to the second spot with 24 points. And now, to end global news, a recap of our top stories. We told you that the Independent National Electoral Commission, Inec, has tasked security agencies to arrest and prosecute those who brutalized one of its national commissioners deployed to Adamawa State for Saturday's supplementary governorship poll. Fierce clashes have been reported across Sudan as fighting between rival armed factions continues to spread. At least one Indonesian soldier has been killed in a rebel attack while searching for a kidnapped New Zealand pilot in the Papua region. And that's Global News. It was edited by Olasukomi Ilujoba. Adeola Adekunle. Thank you so much for listening. Good afternoon.